Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
I bowed down to the Supreme Consciousness. And then Lord Krishna said,
Lokesmin dvividha nishtha pura prokta maya nagha jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam.
O Arjuna, I have mentioned two paths which lead towards your ultimate well-being. The path of jnana or knowledge for those inclined towards analysis, and then the path of karma or activity for those inclined towards action.
Na karmana manarambhan naishkarmyam purushoshnute na cha sanyasana deva siddhim samadhigacchati.
One cannot achieve freedom from compulsive action by merely abstaining from work, nor can one attain perfect knowledge by giving up everything.
Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishthatya karma krita karyate hyavashah karma sarvah prakriti jair gunaihi.
There is no one who can remain without performing action even for a moment. Indeed, all beings are compelled to act by their qualities born out of their gunas or intrinsic tendencies.
Karmendriyani sanyamya ya aste manasa smaran indriyarthan vimudhatma mithyachara sa uchyate.
Those who restrain the external organs of action while their minds are still stuck to the internal senses of perception, they certainly delude themselves and are called as hypocrites.
Yastvindriyani manasa niyamyarabhaterjuna karmendriyaih karma yogamasakta savishishyate.
But those karma yogis who control their internal senses of perception with the mind and then use the external organs of action, working without entanglement, they are indeed special.
Niyatam kuru karmatvam karma jyayo hyakarmanaha sharirayatra pichate na prasiddhyeda karmanaha.
And so, you should always perform your activity in this way, since action is superior to inaction. If you truly stop all activity, even your very bodily maintenance will not be possible.
Yajñarthat karmanonyatra loko yam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara.
One must perform all activity like performing a yajna. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your activity without being attached to the results.
Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyadanna sambhavaha yajñad bhavati parjanyo yajñah karma samudbhavaha.
All living beings subsist on food, and food is produced by rains. Rains come from the performance of yajna, and yajna is produced by the performance of activity.
Evam pravartitam chakram nanu vartayati hayah aghayurindriyaramo mogham partha sajivati.
O Partha, those who do not follow and participate in this cosmic cycle of yajna and consumption live only for the delight of their senses. Such a life is indeed wasted.
Yastvatmaratireva syādatmatruptascha manavah atmanyeva cha santushtastasya karyam na vidyate.
But those who rejoice in their own self, who are fully satisfied and content within their own self, for them there is no need for activity.
Naiva tasya kritenartho na kriteneha kaschana na chasya sarva bhuteshu कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः.
For such self-realized beings, there is nothing to gain or lose, either in performing or renouncing their duties. They have no needs within them that compel them to transact with other living creatures to fulfill their self-interests.
तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म परमाप्नोति पूरुषः.
Therefore, giving up entanglement, perform actions that need to be performed. Because by working without being attached to the results, one attains the supreme.
कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिमास्थिता जनकादयः लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि.
It is by performing their activity alone, King Janaka and others gained attainments. You should therefore act, looking at what is needed most in this world.
यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठस्तत्तदेवेतरो जनः स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते.
Whichever actions great people perform, common people perform the same. Whatever standards they set, all the world emulates.
सक्ताः कर्मण्य विद्वांसो यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्याद् विद्वांस्तथा सक्तश्चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्.
As ignorant people perform their duties with entanglement to the results, O descendant of Bharata, so should the wise act without entanglement for the sake of leading people towards the right path.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेदज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनां जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्.
The wise should not create discord in the intellects of ignorant people who are attached to the results of their actions by inducing them to stop work. Rather, by performing their duties in an enlightened manner, they should inspire the ignorant also to do their activity.
प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहङ्कारविमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते.
All activities are carried out by the three modes of material nature. But in ignorance, the self, which is deluded by false identification with the body, thinks of itself to be the doer.
प्रकृतेर्गुणसम्मूढाः सज्जन्ते गुणकर्मसु तान् कृत्स्नविदो मन्दान् कृत्स्नविन्न विचालयेत्.
Those who are deluded by the operation of the gunas become attached to the results of their actions. But the wise who understand these truths should not unsettle the minds of such ignorant people who know very little.
मयि सर्वाणि कर्माणि सन्न्यस्याध्यात्मचेतसा निराशीर्निर्ममो भूत्वा युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः.
By performing all activity as an offering to me, by constantly meditating upon me as the Supreme, become free from desire and selfishness. Become free from your suffering and fight.
ये मे मतमिदं नित्यमनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवाः श्रद्धावन्तो न सूयन्तो मुच्यन्ते तेऽपि कर्मभिः.
Those who abide by these teachings of mine with profound focus and without any resistance, they are released from the bondage of karma.
ये त्वेतदभ्यसूयन्तो नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम् सर्वज्ञानविमूढांस्तान् विद्धि नष्टान् चेतसः.
But those who find friction and resistance to this teaching of mine know that they are confused about all true knowledge and bring about their own ruin.
सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्याः प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि निग्रहः किं करिष्यति.
Even wise people act according to their natures, because all living beings are propelled by their natural tendencies. What will one gain by repressing them?
Indriyasyendriyasyarthe ragadveshau vyavasthitau tayornavashamagachet tauhyasya paripanthinau.
The senses naturally experience entanglement and aversion to the very same sense objects. Do not be controlled by them, because they are the true enemies in your path.
Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swanushtitat swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayavaha.
It is far better to perform one's inner dharma, though tinted with faults, than to perform some other dharma perfectly. In fact, it is preferable to die in pursuit of one's swadharma than to follow the path of another, which is fraught with danger.
Arjuna uvacha.
And then Arjuna spoke the following words.
Athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha.
O Krishna, the descendant of Vrishni, then why is a person led towards committing sinful acts? They seem to be propelled even if they are unwilling, as if driven by a strong force.
Shri Bhagavan uvacha.
Lord Krishna replied,
Kama esha krodha esha rajo guna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma vidhyena miha vairinam.
It is due to lust and rage, kama and krodha, which are born out of contact with the mode of passion or rajoguna. Know that these two are the sinful, all-devouring enemies in this world.
Dhumena vriyate vanhiryatha darsho malena cha yatholbena vrito garbhastatha tene damavritam.
Just as a fire is covered by smoke, a mirror is masked by dust, and a fetus is concealed by fluid, similarly one's knowledge gets shrouded by these two.
Avritam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena nalena cha.
O son of Kunti, the knowledge of even the most discerning of people gets covered by this perpetual enemy, the enemy in the form of insatiable desire, which is never satisfied and burns like fire.
Indriyani mano buddhirasyaadhishthanamuchyate etairvimohayatyesha jnanamavritya dehinam.
The senses, mind and intellect are said to be the breeding grounds of desire. Through them, it clouds one's knowledge and deludes the embodied self.
Tasmat tvamindriyanyadau niyamya bharatarshabha papmanam prajahihyenam jnana vijnana nashanam.
Therefore, O best of the Bharatas, at the very outset, bring the senses under control and slay this enemy called lust. This is the embodiment of sin and destroys knowledge and realization.
Indriyani paranyahurindriyebhyah param manaha manasastu para buddhiryo buddhe paratastu saha.
The senses are subtler and exist beyond the gross level of the body. The mind is subtler and beyond the senses. The intellect is subtler and beyond the mind, and the self is subtler and beyond the intellect.
Evam buddhe param buddhva sanstabhyatmanamatmana jahi shatrum mahabaho kama rupam durasadam.
Thus, knowing the self to be beyond the intellect, O mighty armed Arjuna, subdue the self that is falsely identified with senses, mind and the intellect by the strength of your own true self. Win over this formidable enemy called lust.
Om Tat Sat Iti Shrimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Karma Yogo Nama Tritiyodhyayah. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.